Not too long ago, I picked up a little book called 100 Vlogs. It's given me a lot of ideas for YouTube videos for you guys, but there was kind of a unique one in there that piqued my interest. The idea was, what have I given up to get here? And I thought about that. How could I do a video on that and maybe better, what are we talking about here? So I thought today I would talk about what I have given up to get here. And when I say here, I mean pastor, a full-time vocational pastor. What did I have to give up to live my dream job? Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Pastor Joshua, and as you heard today, I'm going to be talking about what I had to give up to live my dream job. And maybe you are thinking as you heard that, are you kidding me? That's your dream job? That's what you gave things up to have? But it is. I love this job, and I can't imagine doing anything else. And I wanted to just share biblically a little bit what did I have to give up to get here? Tie that into some things that might help you as you walk through your life as well. I think the biggest thing that I had to give up was a dream. That might sound weird when we say we have to give up a dream so that I can live my dream job. But being a pastor was not my dream when I was younger. When I was younger, I had a lot of farming influence in my life, and really that was my dream. My dream was to be a farmer, to have a farm, possibly even to own my own business in some other way. I was interested in horticulture, those kind of things. And so that was my dream. And there had to come a point in my life as God began to work in my heart for me to give up that dream, to say, no, this is not what God has for me. And part of the things he used for that was working in a youth group at a young age. I was leading a youth group as a sophomore in high school, and God used that to start to show me the need and even the giftings that he had given me. Not only that, I was already preaching as a sophomore in high school, and I loved preaching, and God began to use those things in my life. Psalm 37 says that if we delight ourselves in God, he will give us the desires of our heart. And really what that means is if we're delighting in God and putting God first, he's going to give us whatever we want. That didn't mean he was going to give me my original dream. He actually changed my heart so that my dream was what he wanted me to be. My dream became, I want to be a pastor. And so, yes, I had to give up another dream. I had to give up something that I enjoyed, but it didn't seem like a sacrifice. Those desires faded away. I can say that to this day, I still have that intrigue. I still love farming. That's something that's still a part of who I am. But I also believe God uses those things, even as I'm ministering in this community. 1 Timothy 3:1 says, he who desires the office of a bishop or a pastor desires a good thing. It's a good desire. It's a good dream for me to have that. And so God began to shape me and mold me. But that's not really where the story ends. To get where I am today, to get here as a vocational pastor in the church that I'm in, I had to give up another dream. And I think giving up that dream was harder than giving up my original dream. You see, I spent 12 years as a bivocational associate pastor in a revitalization work. And when my wife and I originally went there, the plan was that we would then, over the years as the pastor retired, we would take over as the senior pastor. And the Lord, as that time came, the Lord just very clearly was closing those doors. We didn't fully understand why at the time, but the Lord closed those doors, and then he opened the door for me to come to the church that I'm at now. And I absolutely love it here. I love the people in my other church, but I love what God is doing here. I can't imagine not being here. But there was a dream that I had to give up that was harder to get over, to get through. And that was the dream of what we were going to see God do in the church there where we were at originally. This idea that we would come in and we would help the church really grow and get on its feet and then become the senior pastor and just continue to work there as it grew. So what I had to overcome, and as I came here, was this idea that I was giving up on something, the idea that I had not accomplished what I was there to accomplish. And what God had to do in my heart was to remind me that I might not have accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. That didn't mean that I didn't accomplish what God had for me to accomplish. In fact, it's pretty obvious that I accomplished what God wanted me to accomplish. My wife and I had accomplished what God put us there to accomplish in that church, because it was then time for him to move on and come to this church. But that's hard for us, and we have plans and we have dreams. So what's the point of all of this? It's as we talk about these dreams that I've had to give up to be where I am today, what is the point of all of it? When I read that in this little book, when I read what did I have to give up to be here, I just started thinking about that and realized that what could be seen as sacrifices, I don't ever see as sacrifices. I don't see the dreams that I've given up as sacrifices. I've seen that as the intervention of God in my life to change my heart, to put me where he wants me. I would never trade, my wife and I would never trade where we are today for where we could have been, whether it was chasing my original dream or chasing the dreams of the previous ministry, good things. But it wasn't what God's plan was. And so I've given up a lot to be where I am, yet I would say I've given up nothing. God continues to give me blessings as I follow him. That's where the lesson is. If you are willing to follow God, wherever he leads you, and I don't know where that is for you, maybe whatever that is, that God is working in your heart, let me encourage you and tell you it's worth it. If you're watching this trying to figure out what is your next step in life, what does God have for you, and I would encourage you to consider vocational ministry. Consider not what your dreams are, not what you want, not what the world is telling you should be doing, but what is it that God wants you to do? That's what I had to ask. That's what I had to come at a point as a teenager, and then again in my adult life in ministry, and say, what is God asking of me? What does God want me to do? It's not what I want to do, but what does God want me to do? And when we are willing to give up, if we can say that, give up what is in front of us, give up our dreams, and pursue what God wants us to pursue, you're not going to feel like you're giving up much. Sure, there might be some things that you miss or some things that you would look back on, but God has a plan and God has a blessing. And I would say, what did I give up to be here? I gave up nothing, yet God has given me tons and tons of blessings. I hope this video was a help and encouragement to you. If it was, hit the like button. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the little bell. That way you don't miss the videos that I upload. I upload a video almost every week, and it's my goal to encourage you, challenge you, help you navigate this life in such a way that you would be thinking biblically, and thus it causes you to think differently. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.